Hello, all. This is Russell the Tube Geek. Let me just say before I get started that I have spent the past 2 days trying to record this video, and I have had technical issues and interruptions and Lord knows what else. So, hopefully, in the time that I have available, I will be able to get this out. Anyway, it just so happens that here in just a few days, it will be 7 years since I last posted a video on my channel. And I wish I had a good reason for that, but all I can say is what John Lennon said: life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And strangely enough, that's what we're going to talk about: life and other plans. So, the past 7 years have been interesting. I've had several jobs over the past 7 years, more than any one person should ever have. I'm sure if I sat down and really broke it down, I probably averaged a job a year. And that includes being out of work for 18 months due to COVID. Sadly, my oldest son passed away on July 23rd of 2019. Um, and I thought I had managed grieving things well. I thought I had managed what was the emotions in me, the feelings within me. Um, but apparently I haven't. And the first realization that something was wrong was a day when I went to donate plasma. If you've never donated plasma before, they do a mild medical screening. They check your temperature, they check your blood pressure, heart rate. Um, Sometimes you have to go and do a few other things. Depends on whether it's your first donation or it's a yearly cycle type thing. But one thing you always have to do is weigh in, because there is a weight limit, both the lower and upper. And one day I got weighed and I was 401 pounds. The weight limit's 400. So went back home, stopped donating, haven't donated since. Even though my weight has it's gone up and down over the years, but it was always hovering in the 400 range. Maximum, or best of my knowledge, my maximum is 415. So, as I said, I've had multiple jobs over the past 7 years, but I hadn't had a permanent full time job, really. I had one. I was working for the same place my wife was for a time. That was just before Aiden passed. And I lost that job in November of 2019. And then we had to deal with a bunch of stuff after that. But I've finally I have a permanent job now for coming up on 2, maybe 3 years. Maybe I'm just kind of the contractor for that. Anyway, I have insurance, and I know it's stable. Everything's stable. Um, so I started going first through weight management, to a weight management doctor. Um, but I wasn't getting the results. It seemed to be everything I did was just not working. Everything was stalling. Nothing was moving. I tried working out, um, but because I was so big, or because I am so big, my knees and feet are in pain, not constantly, but on a regular basis. It's near impossible for me to get up from the ground. If I end up on the ground at any point, I have to hope that I have something to pull myself up on. Or else I'm going to essentially just lay there and spend the next 15-20 minutes trying to evaluate my environment to see what I can do to get up. And then if I do get up, it hurts. It hurts my knees trying to get up. If I walk for any significant period of time, my knees are killing me. My feet are killing me. It doesn't help that I have flat feet as well. So I decided to take the next step, and I reached out to a bariatric surgeon and went through all the necessary steps, went through all the necessary processes, did everything that insurance asked me to do, and I got approved. And in fact, today is the day before my surgery. So today, I am subsisting on iced tea, Jell-O, and chicken broth, or chicken stock. My surgery is going to be at 7 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And while I've been ready, this morning my stomach was doing gymnastics that would make some own bowels jealous. After I got myself calmed down and took care of my morning routine, I went ahead and weighed myself this morning just because I was curious to see where I was. And I'm sitting at 385 pounds, so I am 30 pounds lighter than my maximum weight has ever been. There is a likelihood that when I weigh myself tomorrow, pre-surgery, that I'll probably lose a couple more. Partially because of what I'm doing for my diet, and partially because I had to essentially do the same thing that you do when you go do a colonoscopy to clear out your system. I have every intention to track my progress through this. So after I weigh myself, I'm going to have my wife take pictures of me, and I'm going to have her take measurements. If you're curious about measurements that I take, these are the ones that I was told to do when I started out with DDP yoga years ago. Neck, biceps, chest, waist, hips, and thighs. I'm also going to take photos of myself standing, front, back, and both profiles. And this will be something I'm going to do every month on the 12th of the month. So that'll be 1 month's progress. I will have some other times I will hopefully post some updates, and that'll be things like my birthday, which is just before Memorial Day, our anniversary, which is in June, and then anytime I'm getting ready to go on either on a trip or going out somewhere, or if it's a major holiday. So probably Thanksgiving and Christmas. Labor Day is too close to the first of the month anyway, so I won't count that. I won't do Halloween. But in terms of dates where I'll be doing some additional weigh-ins and stuff, there's a few. It won't be many. Of course, I'll be weighed in as well when I go to any doctor's appointments that I have coming up. So, answer a few questions here. So, what procedure am I having? It's called the duodenal switch. If you're you're not quite familiar with it, give you a basic breakdown. They're going to remove a portion of my stomach. What's left is going to be about the size and shape of a banana. And then they will reroute a portion of my small intestine back to my new stomach. So that will result in less malabsorption in the smaller stomach, results in calorie deficiency because you're not eating as much. Am I nervous? Not really. Maybe a lot of that's probably because I've had a couple surgeries. I've had a surgery before, and I've had my colonoscopy, so I'm familiar. I now have a better familiarity with what to expect when getting put under by anesthesia, because I hadn't had that done in a while. Am I scared of something happening? No. The way I see it is, if something happens, it happens. Just let the chips fall where they may. But I feel confident in my surgeon. I feel confident in the anesthesiologists. So I feel confident that I will make it through the surgery without any issues whatsoever. Am I ready? Absolutely. I am ready for this surgery. I'm ready to feel like I did after I lost weight back in middle school. In middle school, I weighed 180 pounds my 7th grade year. I lost 40 pounds that summer and had a growth spurt on top of it. And let's just say when I got back to school, I got several double takes from people. They were just surprised to see how thin I had gotten over the summer. So I'm kind of looking forward to some of my friends doing double takes again. As I mentioned before, my knees, my feet, they hurt almost all the time. I'm ready for that to be over with. Concurrently, I'm ready to be able to walk around all day and not feel like I am going to just be not feel utterly dead afterwards. I went to GalaxyCon, which is an anime con, and this one was the one we went to was held in Columbus, Ohio. And the way it is laid out at the location it's a very big area, and you're doing a lot of walking. If that's not enough, the dealer room itself is massive because it's also got all the celebrities for autograph signing in a different area. And it's like one half is the dealer room, one half is the celebrities. If you want to walk around, it's an endurance test. It's going to kind of embarrass my wife to hear I'm saying this, but I'm wanting better intimacy with her. There are things that happen when you get overweight. There are things that become a massive hindrance. I'm tired of those hindrances. And they're hindrances that affect anybody and everybody. So I'm not going to go into detail on that. That's not the place for this. And I want this to be at least somewhat PG-13. If not PG. I'm ready to outlive my adopted parents. My adopted dad died in 1995. And it was before his 50th birthday. He was 49 from a heart attack. My mom just recently passed away. She was 77. But both of them were overweight. my dad never really got skinnier. He had several heart attacks over his life, and he never really got, quote unquote, in shape. Um, Even though he was an outdoorsman, he hunted, he fished, he did all this kind of stuff, but he never really lost a lot of weight. And my mom was, well, she had been overweight for a while, but the last, say, 3 or 4 years had gotten worse and worse and worse. Every time I call her, she complained about being sore, or complained about not being able to walk around. Um, she had to have the shower in one of the bathrooms of our house modified so she'd be able to get in and out of it easily. Same with the toilet. Um, and she was in a rest home when she died. Um, I'm ready to begin a new chapter in my life. I'm ready to get my life back. I'm ready to be the type of man, type of father, type of husband that I should be. And it was getting to the point that it's getting to the point now that if I don't do something, I'm not going to be able to move forward. I'm not going to be able to get better. And if you want something that scares me, that is what scares me. I'm scared of my family losing me. So, that being said, this is a huge step, and there's no turning back now. So, I'm asking you guys that if you're out there, thoughts, prayers, good vibes, positive energy, whatever you want to send that's helpful to me, my doctors, even to my wife. She's going to be with me for this next week too as I recover. Whatever you can send, be greatly appreciated. And just so you know, final thing, my goals. Right now I have my primary goal right now is to get out of the 300s. And I believe that I will be able to do that by Memorial Day. My birthday is about a week before that. Then I figure every quarter I should be losing about 25 pounds. So a little over 8 pounds a month. So if everything goes smoothly, I will hit my goal weight, my true goal weight that I want, which is 200 pounds, by this time next year. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. Weight goal is 185. That's what I weighed when I graduated high school. When I was going through the process, there was a weight listed on I had a website that I could go to check my progress on my surgery, and it had it at like 165. That's a little bit ambitious. I don't know if I even want to get that low. So again, first goal is going to be get out of the 300s by May. If you want to say kind of an intermediary goal, I would like to get under the heavyweight wrestling classification, which is 285. I think that's what it is for college. It's 285. I want to be below that by end of June. Yes, that's probably about 15 pounds as being ambitious. That is kind of where I would like to be. I still think that the weight will be shedding off pretty quickly at that point. And then the rest of the goals, I'm not really setting any in place, any mid-range goals in place until I get things done. So until then, have fun. Love you very much. Thanks.